This is the Big Small Business Show. Welcome back. Now, my guest in our Psyche of Success slot today is John Nicolakakis, owner and CEO of Roman's Pizza. Currently, this brand has 31 corporate stores, 47 joint ventures, and 127 franchised units. John joined the family business at the ripe old age of 23 and was given free rein to grow the business according to his own wishes and visions. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
So that's a big responsibility. I mean, you're 23 years old. I'm assuming you probably had some sort of tertiary education before that.
Correct.
I'm assuming that you grew up in that business, like you were swept the floors, did the cliched stuff.
Like a good Greek boy.
Yeah, right? And one day, you know, it's time and your dad gives you free rein. I mean, did you embrace it? Were you crapping yourself? Like, what happened?
I think there was more excitement than anything else. It was the opportunity. At that age, 23 years old, straight out of university, I was very green. So it was just how hard could I push the pedal and just run and see what happens. So there was more excitement than anything else at the time.
How did the other incumbent staff accept you? I mean, did they look at you and say, what's this little guy going to do? Or did they give you, you know?
There wasn't really any other incumbent staff. That's a crazy thing. My dad built the most amazing business on his own. When I joined him, he had 27, 28 units. Very busy, just set up his own DC, and he had a secretary, a warehouse manager, and one admin/accountant lady. That was it.
To run 28 operations?
To run 28 stores, and very busy stores at that. So.
And obviously a control freak.
Yeah, right. He's eye for detail like you've never seen.
So you now, you hear the reins, now your first foray. What do you do? Like,
as soon as I joined, I just wanted to open shops.
Yeah.
Because for me, the more shops you open, the more money you make.
Right.
So I walked in and I asked his secretary at the time, I said, Dad, do you have any franchise inquiries? He said, yeah, we've had a few. So I went to his secretary, I said, how many franchise inquiries have you had? And she opened 3-4 drawers of little papers like this. So the first thing, my first mission was to grow the brand. My theory has always been, if you don't grow, somebody else is, and they're going to dilute your power in terms of marketing spend, buying power in produce, etc. You're no longer as competitive as what you would have been. So we were getting a lot of franchise inquiries at the time. It was still the early 2000s. A lot of guys were still getting packages. And I was fielding calls. So I had to learn. I had to learn from scratch. How do we open a shop? How do we get a system in place to some degree to be able to leverage the base that we had and grow fairly rapidly? And unfortunately, it didn't go very well in the beginning.
Yeah, talk to me about that, that experience.
My very first check that I got, I was so proud. At that time, it was a 10,000 Rand joining fee that we used to charge. And I got a 10,000 Rand check, and I showed it to my dad. I said, I signed a franchisee. He said, well done, my boy. And he met the gentleman at the time, and he said to me, what have you done? I said, what do you mean? He says, the man is the biggest BSer you're ever going to meet. I said, what are you talking about? He's going to open a shop. He says, no way. He says, read between the lines. This man is going to take us for a ride. Anyway, we went along with it. He said, let's go along with it. I'll back you. And not even a week before opening, this gentleman phones me and says he doesn't have the capital. He's got issues with the funding, the financing. I obviously didn't vet him properly, so I had to call a meeting with my father. My father chatted to the man, and we found an agreement. We helped him with a bit of funding. But yeah, the I told you so came out immediately. It was my first lesson. That experience at times definitely outweighs eagerness, let's say.
Well, I pick up from just being around you is a great, and I'm using the word great, a great level of aggression. You're aggressive, you're a fighter. Important for entrepreneurs?
I think so, definitely. As an entrepreneur, you're going to have more setbacks and successes at times. When the going gets tough and you feel like those walls are closing in on you, if you don't have an optimistic outlook, I think you have to be a realist, but more an optimist than a realist, especially on those dark days. And you've got to be able to you've got to be aggressive. You've got to fight for what you want in life. I tell my daughter every day, if you want something, ask for it and go fight for it. If you're not going to fight for it, no one's going to give it to you. So that really is the culture that we try to embody at Roman's Pizza. Go get what you want. No one's going to hand it to you on a plate.
You spoke earlier about the importance of branding, you know, the fact that you have to sort of almost grow in order to create more dominance around branding as well in terms of the marketing spend. Marketing spend obviously very important for a franchise. Can you unpack that more?
There is definitely a direct correlation between rands in the tills and marketing spend. The more you spend up to a certain point, then it starts leveling out. The more you spend, the more awareness you have, the more money you make. Obviously, assuming your product and everything else you're offering matches up to the consumer's expectations. We took a gamble in that we lost our name. At the time, we used to be Little Caesars. We rebranded to Romans, and then we did our first campaign, and we physically took money out of our own pockets to fund the rebranding. And that was our first radio campaign that we did. Proper radio campaign. My dad did very little marketing the first 7-8 years of the brand, and sales took off. Over and above that, a year later, we did our first TV campaign, and when we went on TV, and a gentleman from another brand said to me, "Hang on, you cannot believe what's going to happen." At that time, there weren't as many marketers, there weren't as many brands, so the impact was far greater than what it is today. It has been diluted to some degree. You have far more noise out there, but marketing is critical. The current fast food space is extremely competitive in South Africa, and 50 to 60% of our sales are impulse. So you need to be front of mind. If you're not front of mind, you're not going to do the numbers.
You know, you see it in an obvious way where you have a number of franchisees or operators and the stark difference with the same formula and how they operate. I mean, that's got to be your success in how you select them. But a lot of people will just, you know, you talk about the people who cash out and, you know, they get a check from a big corporate and now looking to buy a franchise. Like, there's almost there's a weird perception that you're going to give me the answer here and it's just all going to fall in my lap. Do you get that as well?
I get a lot of prospective franchisees who think that they're going to come give us a check and they're going to make millions.
Yeah.
We've got all that. Unfortunately, that is so not the case. There's no one size fits all. There is one. We cafe owners,
yeah,
and we've got a cafe owner culture at Romans, and we're very proud of it. As much as we try to move to a corporate culture over the years, we realized that our culture was vital because, end of the day, it's so true what they say. The only place that success comes before hard work is in the dictionary.
Yeah.
And that is 100% correct. So we're looking for franchisees who are dedicated and passionate and who are willing to do what it takes to give the customer what we expect, which is best pizza, best value. And the beauty of franchising is that head office manages the brand for you. We do all the difficult stuff. Let's call it the high grade stuff, the marketing, the menu mix, the pricing. All you have to do is physically stand behind the counter. We have changed in that we're looking for franchisees these days that are more business-minded than what we were in the olden days. We're looking for franchisees who can grow with us, become multi-store owners, due to the changing dynamic in the market. A one-store franchisee is no longer going to be as successful as a multi-store operator.
I think I do want to ask you if you could come back for a part 2 of this, because I think there's a whole story to understand in terms of the different, how you decide who is a joint venture, who is a franchisee, etc. Are you happy to come back?
Of course I am.
Great. Well, that's it for today's show. Up next, I'm joined by Douglas Kruger, published author of 5 books focusing on the business landscape and also a multiple award-winning speaker. The topic under discussion is disruptive innovation and how this can often only be achieved by breaking your own rules. See you in a minute.